Have you ever had one of those moments when you're driving around town and you see a house out in one of our neighborhoods and you think, oh wow, I'm really worried about the person who lives there? I remember a day like that for me here at Habitat for Humanity. My coworker John was taking me out to look at a house that we were going to work on, and there was so much foliage around that house. The trees were actually growing up through the siding into the porch. There were scrub trees obscuring all the windows, and we thought to ourselves, whoever is living here, they need help. And over the course of the next couple of years actually, we got to know Dolores. And it turns out she did let us help. And the first year we were out there, we went and we took off those scrub trees, and we found out that they were pulling the siding away from the porch, and that in fact the entire porch was destabilized. When I drive around town with John or even on my own and I see the homes that are in a state of disrepair, I think to myself, the person who's living in that home looks like they need help. And I feel so lucky because I know that at least maybe there's a chance that we can be the help that they need. Thank you for coming here today to our virtual gathering to celebrate the mission of Habitat for Humanity. You are out there too, I know, feeling those same feelings of concern and knowing that there is something that can be done and that in fact must be done, and you want to be a part of the solution. Thank you for being the person who raises the hand, who answers the call, and who shows up on days like this one to make a difference for our neighbors who need a safe, decent, affordable place to live. This is a really special morning because we're here to celebrate our mission and to make sure that we have what it takes to go forward despite the inflation, despite rising costs of construction, despite the availability of land or the lack thereof. We're here to do it because those make our mission imperative. Miller Ingenuity sees that imperative, and today they join us as our presenting sponsor. So I'd like to take a moment to thank the wonderful crew at Miller Ingenuity for being the people who sponsor an event like this one and make the work happen. You'll find Miller Ingenuity colleagues out on a roof at least once a year, sometimes 2 or 3 times, making sure that people have a safe structure to live in. So not only are they our presenting sponsor today, but they are also out there doing the mission work side by side with us. As we're acknowledging our sponsors, I would like to also thank Peerless Chain, Severson Gas, Fastenal, Winona Creates, Merchants Bank, WA Group, 101.1 The River, and Ultra Federal Credit Union. Thank you to our wonderful sponsors who invest in the Habitat mission and the Winona community. You probably know me already. I'm Amanda Headland. I'm the Executive Director here at Habitat for Humanity. And Habitat has a special place in my heart because I grew up with my dad working downstairs in the basement. The table saw and the lathe were my lullaby. And as the site of construction is a comfort to me, the act of construction now is a comfort to so many. And so today we put that to work, building and repairing homes for people here in our community who want that safe place to live, who want the home to build their dreams on. Before we get into the heart of the program, I'd like to take a minute to listen to the beautiful children at St. Mary's 4K give us our moment of grace.
Thank you, God, for giving us food. Thank you, God, for giving us friends. For the food that we eat and the friends that we meet. Thank you, God, for giving us food.
Oh, my heart, those children are so precious. When we think about the work of Habitat for Humanity, so often our hearts dwell first on the children. We think about the kids who sign the studs on their bedroom wall as it's getting framed and draw their little handprints on the concrete before we lay flooring. We think about what it means to go to bed in your own room after having been in an overcrowded house for too long, maybe your whole life. We think about what it means to have a kitchen table where you can do your homework, what it means to have a yard where you can play outside and be carefree. So our hearts dwell first on the children. And that's important. And it's just the beginning. Our hearts also should look to the mother who, instead of washing dishes in the bathtub, can now wash dishes in a sink with a window that looks out over her yard. The mother who can now trust that the building is secure, that her children will be safe as she puts them to bed at night and as they play in the daytime. Our hearts should dwell too on the neighborhood that's revitalized as a derelict property is torn down and a brand new home goes up in its place. And with that, all homes rise together. This is a really exciting year for home ownership at Habitat for Humanity because we're working with 2 partner families this year. Both of them are wonderful. You'll hear from Jaria shortly, so I will let her tell you in her own words what is exciting to her about this home that she is building for her family. I also want to mention to you the Khan family, who came here 9 years ago from Bangladesh because they wanted a better life for their children, and they wanted to be able to provide their children with a quality education. When I think back to my own family, who immigrated here from Sweden, they were looking for peace, and they made a huge leap to come across the ocean to a country they'd never seen before, to brave the Midwest winters, and to make this place their home. That entrepreneurial spirit, that pursuit of freedom, safety, and opportunity, the desire for education, that American dream that compelled so many of our ancestors to move to this country brings people here today. And the Khan family has made Winona their home, looking as my ancestors did for that peace, that purpose, that safety, and that opportunity. We're very excited to build with the Khan family and to grow with them as their children enter college now, which is the next big phase for them. This has also been a huge year for repairs. You may recall that we launched an Aging in Place program just last summer. Already we have made accessibility modifications and repairs for more than 25 households. I want to share that the leading cause of preventable death and injury for older adults is a fall. We can prevent a fall. We can tear out that carpet that presents a trip hazard. We can widen that doorway to make it easier to get a walker through there. That old clawfoot bathtub that it's so hard to step into, we can take that out and we can put in a shower. That's what aging in place means to us. Helping the people who have helped Winona become what it is today continue to live the lives of purpose that's driven them so long. So also in just a moment, you'll hear from Bob Curley. He lost the ability to walk around independently, and he'll tell you what it meant for him when we were able to build a wheelchair ramp and restore that independence. I want you to have a minute too with my wonderful colleague, John Corcoran, who can give you a behind-the-scenes look at what's happening in construction right now and also in our repair program. It's a dynamic time at Habitat for Humanity. So much is changing. We've got so much in the works. Before we turn it over to John, I just want to pass on a challenge that was given to us by Habitat for Humanity International. We all went out there to learn and to grow and to see how we can be the very best Habitat for Humanity possible. And one thing they said to us that I'm taking home to you is they said, you need to be more, you need to serve more, you need to double your production. And I sat back in my chair and I said, we're on that course, we're ready, we can do it. So as you watch us this year and next year, I hope you see that challenge that they leveled to the nation bearing fruit here in Winona. I hope you see us building twice as many homes, repairing twice as many homes, and being the change that Winona needs in affordable housing. So thank you again for coming, and let's hear what John has to say.
Building a home with a partner family is a really special experience. It never gets old watching their faces light up when the excavation begins and when we reach different milestones on the house, like putting up the first walls or installing the roof trusses. And nothing will really make your day like a child walking you through their bedroom for a tour for the first time. It's just a really profound experience. Our volunteer groups are made up of really amazing people who want to make their community a better place. The individuals, churches, and businesses who come out and work on our work sites, their deliberate acts of kindness are what make the dream of homeownership a reality for our homeowners, and we are really grateful for their support.
Hi, my name is Jarib. Everyone calls me Jay. I have 2 children, 1 boy, 1 girl. My daughter is 19. My son will be soon to be 17. We've been here in Winona for about 8 years, loving everything about it. We're officially now Winonians, as everyone say. Well, fortunately, I was just kind of looking around, never been afraid of change. And I had a friend that stayed up here and came up and visited her for a little bit, decided that I'll go ahead and take that chance. And everyone was telling me like, are you sure? Should you do that? No family up there? And me being who I am, daredevil, I decided to just pack up everything I had, which was only a couple totes and, little clothes. I had to leave everything behind, not just family, but personal values, toys. There was a lot of things that we got left behind. But years ago, when I stayed back in Illinois, I saw a family get their house built. Never knew anything about it and decided to go over and ask everyone that was over what they're doing and what made them get into this. And then I started seeing like the flyers, social media, and it kind of was like, you know what? Maybe I should go ahead and apply again. I mean, I have heard about it and I've talked to people and knew numerous of people that volunteered. And I said, why not go ahead and give myself a chance? Talked to my kids about it. They loved it. They sometimes get a little down. Again, it's always family, but as long as we're 4 hours away, they're just 1 call away. My son decided, yeah, this is where I want to be. This is how I learned to meet my friends, coming here at the age of 7 years old, and now you're 16, turning 17. This is it. This is where you can pretty much build your friendship and, everything. So we decided to go ahead and stay here in Winona. Oh man, there's so much more I believe that I can get involved in now that I'm officially won't be with subsidized housing, which is subsidized housing has been awesome to me and my family. I don't want to downgrade that at all. It's just that when you're a homeowner, there's so much more. There's so much security there. There's a lot of laughter and memories being built. There's a time that you can sit at that dinner table and talk about this happened in the house. Oh, you remember we were here and we were out there and things like that. There's nothing like memories and having a family and a full table to sit at and things like that. And that's something that I've never experienced. So I can say having this house is really important. There'll be so much more I can talk about after maybe a year of being in my house. But for now, I can say this is the goal. If anyone out there is ever thinking about becoming a homeowner, the best thing I can tell you is work towards your credit, continue to work hard, and just never let anybody tell you, well, you're only making $14 an hour. You can't do that. Just show them wrong. Show them that you guys can do it. And just like I did it, you guys can do it. And that's all I have to say for today.
Habitat in Winona has been repairing homes for the past 10 years and has completed 250 projects to date through our exterior repair program called A Brush with Kindness. We have built wheelchair ramps, repaired and painted siding, replaced windows, and fixed roofs for numerous qualified homeowners in our community. This year we started a program called Aging in Place, where we do interior repairs for seniors and people who are living with disabilities so that they can safely remain in their homes. We have replaced bathtubs with accessible showers, installed grab bars and handrails, widened doors and hallways, and removed trip hazards so that they can continue to safely live in their home. It's a really great program that has made a big difference for these individuals, and we're really grateful for all of the support we have had in making this program a reality.
Well, before Habitat came along, I was pretty much restricted to, due to my illness, to only the den and the back porch. So I had very limited mobility. I needed assistance to get up to the main floor due to steps that I wasn't able to navigate any longer. We had very limited ability to make it handicap accessible from the inside to get me up to the main floor. We had very limited options that we thought that we could come up with to make changes. So my wife got a hold of Habitat for Humanity, and they sent these wonderful people out. And so with that, we got a new ramp built, and they came out and designed it all so it would work with our property. Made it very easy for me to be able to get out with my chair. We needed a ramp in order for me to qualify for insurance to get an electric wheelchair, which because of Habitat getting the ramp built and everything, I already have my new chair. So now I have mobility access to my upper main living room, which I have not actually had for about a year and a half. So it's been a long process, but thanks to Habitat, I was able to get that done. There was a lot of people that went into making this possible for me. I want to thank a lot of them. I'd like to thank my family and friends and coworkers from Benchmark Electronics, Express Personnel Services came out, and then we had retired people. So they had a group that they kind of band together. They came out and spent a couple of days out here helping out. This is just a lot of wonderful work that went into making this possible. Yeah, so having this ramp and the ease of access has been a game changer for me. It's been life-changing, making me more mobile. I can be more independent. I'm getting healthier and stronger because I'm having to use less energy to get around and everything. I'm able to get outside and enjoy the weather. Just been wonderful. Knowing the thoughts I can think to Habitat and the crew and getting these things together to help bring this about. I definitely recommend that, if anyone does have any other issues, contact them and see what they could do for you. So they sure helped me and my family. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you.
Jaria's courage. Packing her kids in those 3 totes into a car, not knowing what Winona would have to offer, but knowing that it had to be better than anything she could make for herself in Chicago. The trust in herself and in her ability to build her future, manifesting itself today into the dream that she's cherished, to build herself a home. That moves my heart. And Bob, not getting to sit in the living room with his wife for a year and a half, given freedom and liberty because of a wheelchair ramp. That's why we do what we do. I want you to join me in making this possible. I want you to make a gift today that gives Jaria and people like her courage, a future, a dream, and a chance. And that gives Bob evenings with his wife and afternoons in the sunshine. And I know you would do it anyway, but I have some really great news to share with you, because I just got word that the Sloggy Family Foundation has made a $25,000 matching gift to help our gifts go twice as far. So join me today in making a gift for Habitat for Humanity, and let me show you, if I may, what your gift can accomplish. Your gift of $25 can buy a paint and a paintbrush that revitalizes a weathered home and uplifts a Winona neighborhood. With a gift of $100, you can install a new window in a Winona home to help keep out the winter cold. A gift of $250 paints a child's bedroom and makes that first house into a home. A gift of $500 can install a new walk-in shower in place of an old clawfoot tub, and that can prevent falls for an older adult. With a gift of $1,000, you can help build a wheelchair ramp for someone like Bob. That wheelchair ramp is a gift of freedom, of independence, of time with family, a life renewed. If you want to make a serious dent in building a house, Give $2,500 and raise a wall to help it come together. Make that home take shape. $5,000 puts a roof on a house and seals it up tight, making sure that home will last for generations. And for a truly transformative gift, $10,000 would pour a foundation that a bright future is built upon. Whatever size gift you make today, I know that your gift, like mine, is a gift that comes from the heart. It's a gift that dreams are made of, that futures are built upon, and a gift that changes lives forever. So please, join me now while your gift will be doubled and make an impact on affordable housing that Winona so desperately needs. Thank you for investing a piece of your heart in solving Winona's affordable housing crisis, one family at a time, one wheelchair ramp at a time, one home at a time. Because already 54 families standing shoulder to shoulder with volunteers have built the homes that their dreams are made of. 54 more families, and 54 more families after that are waiting for us. Winona needs affordable housing now more than it ever has. And with you beside us, I know we can do it. Thank you so much for joining us for breakfast this morning and for being a part of the Habitat for Humanity family. Thank you for making a gift today when it can go so far and do so much good. Thank you for being a part of the affordable housing solution in Winona. You are wonderful, and I am grateful to know you. Have a wonderful day.